There are so many different ways of doing everything, and back when we were shooting film, everybody did everything the same way. We sort of shot the same way. At the end of the day, you'd shoot a roll of film, you would lick down the tab as you finished with a roll of 120 or 220, stick it in an envelope and send it to the lab. You'd wait a week and the proofs would come back 5 by 5s and there's your negatives, and then client would place their order, you'd cut the negatives, put them on a card, send them back to the lab. Wait 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. Prints would come back from the lab. We never did anything in post. If you wanted anything to be done, you had to do it when you shot it. So if you want softening, you got to put a soft focus filter in front. You want a vignette, then you had to put a vignetter in the front. You had to do everything at the time, other than maybe retouch pimples, zits. And then introduce digital, where nobody does anything the same way. In digital, think about all the workflow. For me, I think the digital workflow begins with how you set your camera up, first off. I think everybody thinks digital workflow begins with retouching. Well, I don't think so. I think it starts with setting up your camera. But from the time you begin until you deliver a print or make a print, in every step in the workflow, I think there's 9 steps that I identified. In each of those 9 steps, there's at least 5 or 6 or 7 different softwares available. And there are different ways of using all of those 6 or 7 softwares, and in different orders. So nobody does the same thing the same way. When someone says they're teaching a workflow class, I just want to laugh, because everybody's workflow is totally different. Nobody's workflow matches. Nobody's. I love the way Kevin Kubota tags his images in Lightroom. I hate the way he does his catalogs. It doesn't work for me. I've tried it, but that's for me. And so everybody does everything a little bit different.